We had another one from Bills Bez. He commented at Sebastian. He said it was like a previous take on our previous show. I forgot exactly what you said.
I be wilding sometimes, so.
You wild out all the time.
Use a wild buffalo.
A wild buffalo for real.
Wild buffalo.
He said, Sebastian, you don't think Oda might be hinting off at Luffy's Devil Fruit awakening with having Who's Who speak about the Gum Gum no Mi? I believe he might awake the Devil Fruit and Luffy might actually give Kaido some damage, much like Katakuri.
I mean, I personally think it's a little early for Luffy to get his awakening in Wano. That would be him unlocking like 3 new levels of talent in one arc. That's like a lot.
Oh, it's like plot.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
So
It may be needed.
Plus, I mean, it could be needed, but to me, the awakening will probably come up in the fight with Blackbeard, most likely. Maybe versus Eam, I don't know, but just as a way to counteract the Gura Gura no Mi. Like, that would be my... If I was writing it, that's probably how I would do it.
It'll probably have to be before that, because he has to master it. No?
Yeah.
I mean...
I was about to bring that up.
I just don't think we get to a point where, like, Luffy's entering the battle with Blackbeard and he's already at his apex. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be growth throughout most of his arcs, like throughout most of the storylines. No? Like,
Nah.
You think we're going to get to a point where Luffy's already at the, like, strongest that he can be, and then we go into an arc? And it won't be the, like, final arc versus, you know what I mean?
I don't think Oda is going to put us in a situation where we now have to be like, yo, if Luffy had mastered this, then he definitely would have had an easier time. No, I think we're done with that at that point. Okay. When we reach Blackbeard, it's really whose willpower and ideology is more beneficial to the story. And then that's when we're going to go, oh, this is where Luffy proves that freedom is the best thing. And that's it. Like,
I mean, yeah.
We're not going to have this, oh, I just figured out how to use my awakening, even though he's done this like the past 3 fights, which would prove it would probably happen again because it's a pattern. But I think at that point, it doesn't make the story better. It actually hampers the story.
But the other part of it is, like, Wano hasn't been about untapping an awakening of anything like that or Devil Fruit versatility. It's been about your ambition and your ability to be a king, right? Yeah. Like his conquer is haki, which is why it's the thing that's on display. It's the thing that he has to improve on in order to be able to beat Kaido. I don't see Oda just shoehorning the awakening in mid-Wano, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, like, we're almost done with Wano potentially, and he's just going to awaken his fruit now and it's going to play... Like, I don't see that. To me, Luffy has to beat him using this technique that he's discovered and is going to end... maybe master, maybe not, but end up utilizing to beat Kaido. I don't think he uses an awakening to beat Kaido. Even if, like Lawrence says, he probably would need it, but...
What do you think, Lawrence?
You know?
No, I agree with Sebastian. That makes a lot of sense because it hasn't alluded to that. But the thing is, like, what I'm thinking, the whole against Kaido, like you said, him imbuing haki into his attacks. The whole thing is, will you be satisfied with Kaido losing just with that? Because ultimately, I think that's not enough. Like Luffy bringing on that's not enough for him to beat Kaido. Like for a satisfying victory, because especially too, like how Luffy usually beats his opponents, he beats them down to like they're down for the count. The only one that we've seen him hasn't done that, like where they're unconscious, not able to move, was Katakuri. Mm-hmm. The only one. Like everyone else, Rob Lucy, he beat down unconscious, not able to move. Doflamingo eventually got there. Like everyone, like actually no, Anel. I guess you could kind of count. Not.
I mean, he was
like
out.
That.
He woke up.
You mean the admiral that could have been?
Stop it.
All right, but anyway, no, I don't know. I just feel like if we're at Yonko level and my man's is just figuring out how to do awakening and that benefits the fight and him like winning the fight, I'm gonna have a hard time accepting that, man. I had a hard time accepting it when it was Katakuri because he just learned Future Sight. Mm-hmm. Like Katakuri's been using Future Sight, and he just learned it.
Katakuri don't be fighting people.
But
again, that's not even true. Again, in part, you got to look at the villain that you're fighting. Like Blackbeard's whole shtick is devil fruits and versatility and being able to utilize devil fruits in a special way. I see Luffy's countering to beat him utilizing his devil fruit in a special
the counter
way.
is just hockey, bro.
I mean, that's the counter
Like
for
if
Kaido.
I can negate that, then that's it. Like, there's no
I'm just saying,
more I need to do.
I'm just saying narratively, like what's gonna come out of Luffy, right? In this moment, it's I have to beat this man who breaks the wills of everybody who's trying to be Pirate King. I have to fight through that, right? I have to beat the person that does that. Awakening it's not representative of that. With Blackbeard, it's going to be, I'm fighting the guy with 2 devil fruits, 3 devil fruits potentially. How does Luffy overcome it in a way that counterbalances what he's doing? It would be him awakening his fruit and some sort of like, oh, now my devil fruit is doing something. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I view it. That's typically how it goes. Like with Katakuri, it was about Luffy being able to be present and being able to observe similarly to Katakuri. That's how he needed to add that into his repertoire to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't agree with it, but okay.
No, it makes sense. I can see that.
No, it makes sense. I just don't like it.
To me, it's like the whole thing is just that not being enough. So what about Gear 5th or
Gear 5's not coming this arc.
It could be.
No, Oda said it's not. He said that Luffy has to learn how to. He's going to need help beating Kaido. He said it in like an SBS. I heard about it.
Oh, so that means
Oda be lying.
So he's listen.
Oda be lying.
So that means it's not gonna be legitimate one-on-one beat over Kaido. It's gonna be.
This is where it comes into the whole Zoro has Enma. There's a reason why Zoro has Enma. This is why I don't think Zoro's gonna fight King either. It's like he'll fight King, he'll beat King, let's just say, right? Mm-hmm. But ultimately, he's going to have to join the battle in order to cut Kaido in a way that Luffy could land that final blow. I think that's better written than Zoro just not being there and just using Enma against King. Like, was Enma built up to that point just to hurt Kaido at the point that Zoro did, and just nothing now? Like, that's not the way it should go.
If Oda said that means to me what I'm seeing is looking similar to last week's episode when the kid asked about was it Pete? Yeah, asked about the Zolo and Sanji coming in and fighting.
Yeah,
it might be we might have Luffy, Zolo, Sanji, Jinbei, and Yamato all fighting Kaido. And that's where Luffy.
Why are you forgetting Nami? Like, she ain't got Zeus, bro. You gotta stop disrespecting the top
Nami's
5.
I don't see Nami.
Y'all not understanding. Was the second they said when it's one-on-one bet on Kaido, that meant Luffy was being Kaido Dolo. All right? He gonna fight Kaido, and he's Luffy's the man that accomplishes the impossible. He does. That's his point. That's the goal. That's the point of Luffy. He is going to do that thing that nobody said that they could do.
But that's what I'm thinking. That's what I wanted to say before about does he mix the gears then?
Stack like Gear 5 or Gear 4.
So like he doesn't come out with Gear 5 of the same.
We won't see Gear 5 this arc.
No, yeah, I know. But it's like not Gear 5, but say like mixing like a Snake Man and Bound Man. Like, see all the gears we've seen previously.
You
think that's Gear 5?
Yeah, Gear 5 would be the combination of all the gears, in my opinion.
I mean, it could be something else entirely, but to me, it would be the stacking of Tank Man and Bound Man.
I wouldn't think that would be Gear 5. I think that would be like. I don't know if he's gonna name it this way, like Ultimate Luffy. I don't know, like for ultimate, like Ultimate Gear.
Double Ascendant?
Double Ascendant? Look, it's like he's mixing all of them.
All right, let's go to the next one.